Why Hello Everybody, Spencer, also known as Lego Dude 11, and in today's video, this is my top 10 movies of 2024, but so far. We still have more of the year coming up, but I want to take the time today to tell you what I think are the top 10 films of 2024 so far. So without further ado, let's discuss. Alright, so as I said, I'm going to get started talking about my top 10 films. Now, this is going to change because there's still more movies to come out this year, but there are just 10 that I absolutely have loved so far. So without further ado, let's get started. Number 10 is Hitman. Now, if you haven't heard me talk about Hitman, this is a movie that I was not expecting, that I heard Sean Chandler talk about. I'm like, with Glenn Powell, and I'm like, it's a Hitman movie. I know Hitman. They're from John Wick, right? And John Wick and Nobody, I love those movies. If you haven't seen Nobody, go check out Nobody, too. That's a good movie. But Hitman, with Glenn Powell and Eliza Gonzalez, chemistry, amazing. And storytelling, amazing. This is not a movie I was expected to be certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. But I never thought I'd live to see the day. Like, I never thought I'd live to see the day. But anyway, I digress. So Hitman was a great film on Netflix that has action, deception. Like, it takes the Hitman premise and kind of flips it on its head almost. And I love it. And I'm dying to show this movie to my parents because it's that good that I'm like, you gotta watch this. I never thought I'd see a movie on Netflix like this one. So, I don't know, by the end of it, I was like applauding the movie. And I'm like, great. And this is the same director from School of Rock and Dazed and Confused. And I'm like, I love School of Rock. I have not seen Dazed and Confused, but I should watch it now. And I love Hitman no end, and it comes in at number 10 here. Number 9 is Love, Lies, Bleeding. And, movie I did not expect that on my radar either until I was talking to my friend at college, and she was like, yeah, there's this A24 movie coming. I'm like, A24? I love A24. And it has Catherine O'Hara. That's a totally different movie. Katie O'Brien and Jennifer Lawrence? Not right at all. One of those gender, and one of those people, and their chemistry. Kristen Stewart and Katie O'Brien, and it's just a great movie. It's about this lesbian couple. They meet at the gym. Katie O'Brien's a bodybuilder, and they meet up. And it's just whole antics of a film. You gotta watch it to believe it. But there's this huge metaphor thing at the end, as I think Ed Harris is the dad of Kristen Stewart, and it's just bizarre. But I loved it for the story, for the A24 bizarreness, and this relationship between Kristen Stewart and Katie O'Brien, and and all in the long run, it just makes for a great movie on a low budget, and all this A24 can do no wrong. Speaking of which, A24, sorry, I'm going right to speed run into my next one, Civil War. So I love this film. I say I love it. I just love all these films, but it really is an odd film to put out in an election year, but it makes it work because it's not all about politics. Because it's a lot about this photographer who wants to be on do photography, but be on the article, like do articles and for the Post, I believe. And it's so interesting when you get in the back half of this film, because like in the middle, like there's a lot of action scenes like this. It's like a road trip movie to get to Washington D.C. and like to get to the president, which it happens, but then he's killed because that's the goal of the movie, and they take a picture with him of all shocking and stupid real events, or stupid moments in the movie. But it's this thing of where, there's this great moment, like at the end, where they build up, and she's taking all these pictures of what's going on in the White House at Washington D.C., and it's like, wow, you just captured this moment is kind of uncanny. And like Kirsten Dunst dies And there's a moment where she's just taking a picture, the girl's just taking a picture as she's dying in front of her. And it's that kind of moment of the film where you're on the edge of your seat like, what? So yeah, I love this film. By the way, the wolf, Death himself, Death the Wolf from Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, is in this live action. I'm like, it's cool to hear him again. It's cool to hear him and see him in live action. So, like this film, was not expecting it. I love the trailers, so I had to go in to see this movie and loved it. Next one is A Quiet Place Day One, and this is coming in where my horror spot is coming in, and I don't know if this is going to end up at the end of my year list, but I had to put this here. I just saw it. It's the last movie I saw in theaters, so I'm like, this is going in right here, right at number 7. And I loved it because it really does show you this alien invasion day one, and we kind of saw it a little bit in part 2, but we get to see it more in this film. And there's just a lot of great alien moments. Joseph Quinn and Lupita Nyong'o know how to act. I love them. And not seeing them in, well, I guess Eddie was from Stranger Things. I love Joseph Quinn. But something different than what they were once in, Black Panther. But I can't wait to see Lupita Nyong'o in The Wild Robot. Anyway, a great movie. Great addition to the franchise. Great prequel film for the franchise. Can't wait to see what they do with this franchise continuing. And it's definitely one where I think they can really do some more stuff with the franchise. So I don't think this is the end, but really excited to see it. It's very tense, a lot of good jump scares, and I had a great time in the theater. And why are they putting it on streaming 4 weeks after? I don't know. But anyway, great film, great horror. Next up is The Fall Guy, and this is one that did a little bit of flopping. This one and my next spot, did a little bit of flopping. Don't like it, but great Rotten Tomatoes scores. So The Fall Guy, great action film from a TV show back, kind of like Mission Impossible did. It had a TV show and then had a bunch of movies. But this one, I don't think should get more movies than this one, because I'll tell you why. Because I feel like this one deserves on the premise that it stands alone. Like, it's not like, we're going to build a franchise. No. Please don't. Because as much as I like the film, we don't need a franchise from it. But at any rate, it's a great love letter to stuntmen, stunt performers, all that good stuff, the stunt category. And I'm feeling like after this movie, because people were talking about after the last Mission Impossible, I feel like this movie really needs to say, here's a category for stuntmen in the Oscars. Yeah, that'd be great, please. Thank you. But anyway, more specifically, Ryan Gosling, all the Ryans are great. Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt together, this chemistry, something that's great in this love relationship. And the Rebecca from Ted Lasso in like a little villain, evil role, great standout here. And Aaron Taylor Johnson can do no wrong. He looks like Ryan Gosling he could be. They could be brothers with their beards together. It's amazing. But I just loved it. All the stunts, all the action, all the chemistry, the writing. It was like, chef's kiss. And by the end, there was a thing that I never saw coming. An actor that I never saw coming in this movie kept out of raps. It was not even in. Nobody got this. Nobody leaked this at all. So I was like, cool. Love this ending. And I had a smile on my face from beginning to end. From like when the Universal logo was going, from like the rock music to the end song where they're kissing. Awesome. Love this. So that comes in at number 6. Number 5 is another film that flopped, but I don't care because I loved it a lot, was Furiosa. And I saw this. So this was my fourth film I saw in May. Can you believe it? I saw a film every week in May. It was unbelievable, but it was awesome. Loved it. I saw this one with my best friend Michael, and we both loved it. He had not seen Fury Road yet, and I saw Fury Road, and I love this one. And then he saw Fury Road afterwards because this is a prequel, and he loved Fury Road, so I was like, I'm happy for him. But I liked this film a lot. It really did. There was like one sequence like with the weird baby, the war boy, baby guy, and I was like, what? But other than that, there was some weird spotty CGI. I thought my friend thought in the green area, the green land, the green grass or whatever it was called. But I was like, it's fine. I didn't really notice much. But besides that, I had a blast with the action, with the with the war, the war rig, and dude, Chris Hemsworth as the villain is awesome. Dementis, and we're back at the Citadel. I'm going to show Citadel, all the landscape, the stuff they bring to life. Great. I love the post-apocalyptic movies, especially when they did it in the Lego Movie 2. But this one just works so well. Love it. And I don't know if we're getting more. We're supposed to get another one, like in 2026, 2027, sometime down the line. It was going to be a sequel to Mad Max Fury Road. But I'm hearing after what Furiosa did, and it's not great money making the box office, that we're not going to get any more. It's a shame, but hey, at least I love this movie though. At least we got this great scores on Rotten Tomatoes, and I love this one a lot. So with that said, comes in at number 5 for me. Number 4 is Challengers, and I just watched this one after all my Guy Ritchie films. I just watched Challengers at home, and then I saw Quiet Place Day 1 in theater. So I saw Challengers at home, and this is one worth watching. It not preferably with your parents or your kids. It's rated R, so preferably not with your kids. But I don't recommend watching this one with your parents either, regardless of if you're 20, because I'm 20 and I did not want to watch this with my parents. So I've seen rated R films with my parents. Just don't watch this one. In particular, they talk about a scene about like making out, or going further than making out, like doing it in the bedroom. Together, like, because Jenna Ortega. I love Jenna Ortega. I also love Zendaya because that's who's in this movie. And Josh O'Connor and what's his name? I can do it. It's not Zach Braff. It's looking up the cast here. Mike Faust, who's in West Side Story, Steven Spielberg's West Side Story, as well as the Dear Evan Hansen Broadway performance. And I love this movie. Like, it's not only is it tennis, but it's a relationship, like, not throuple, but like threesome type movie where Zendaya has to pick and choose between the two guys, and in the end, it's more or less intense as well as what's going to happen next between the tennis match, and the tennis matches are great, filmed so great with the camera movement and everything like that. I love it a lot. So Challengers comes in at number 4 for me. Number 3 is Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, and this is one that I love, the trilogy of Planet of the Apes, the remake that they did in the past decade. And this one is great. Saw this with my friend Michael as well, and it's just one that by the end of the film, you go like these apes are spectacular to look at. The world building is spectacular to look at. Wes Ball does a great job at directing this film, and specifically, I'd be interested to see a live action Legends of Zelda movie after this one. And my friend goes, that movie at the end really says we can do more, but if we don't do more, it's fine to end it here. And I go, I agree. I really agree with that. Like, this film does so much to build the world, but doesn't do so much that you're like, we need more, we need more, we need more. And that's how I personally feel. Like, it was just a great thrill ride with talking apes, with a human that I never thought was going to talk. But we get like one great standout role, a couple standout roles of human characters, and a lot of apes. So all I can say is what a wonderful day that was. But that's my number 3 pick. Number 2 is Inside Out 2, and this, as I've been saying, it's Pixar's rejuvenation year, because this one made over $1 billion just in the past month. It's made $1 billion, and it's so high. It's so good. This film is amazing. Inside Out 2, great film. Maybe there'll be another one after seeing this film. I was like, maybe there'll be another one. Maybe we'll get a trilogy. But they're saying we're gonna get an Incredibles 3. We'll finish that trilogy. Who knows? Pixar, don't let me down, brother. So I don't know. Can we get there? I don't know. But I'm saying that they know what they're doing, because people are like, Disney sucks. And then I even talked to my friend who was like, I said, you gotta watch this film. And she's like, no, I'm not watching Inside Out 2 because Disney doesn't know what they're doing. I said, no. It's a win for Disney and Pixar. She's like, no, just Pixar. And I go, you're stupid. I didn't call her stupid, but I'm like, come on. Like, you're not gonna give this one a chance. She's like, I've seen some good stuff from Anxiety. It's very touching. And I'm like, yeah, I cried 3 times, 3 separate times in this movie. I was still crying when the credits rolled. I'm like, ask me why. Great moments that all the emotions share with each other, especially anxiety, because we all have anxiety, even if you don't like to believe it or not, because I do. And whether or not I have it or not, it doesn't mean that you don't. But we may or may not have it all at some point in our lives, depending on what age we are. But it just is a really feel-good movie this summer. Really worth it. And at number 1 is, if you guys don't know already, based upon other people, it's going to be Dune Part 2. It's Dune Part 2. With a very, with a very Oscars, Oppenheimer, Dune Part 2. No, I'm just kidding. Al Pacino goes, Dune Part 2. Maybe he can do that next year. Like, the best picture goes to, I see Dune Part 2. I'm just kidding. I'm making a joke, okay? Deal with it. But this one is one of the best movies I've seen in a long time. Like I've said, I thought last year, there were great movies last year. Like Across the Spider-Verse was awesome. But Dune Part 2, like, it's that balance of, like, Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse. Dune Part 1 and Dune Part 2, very nice next to each other. And I feel like we just heard that Dune Messiah will come out December of 2026. And here's the reason why I believe that. Is because they're saying, the next Star Wars movie, just Star Wars 10 starring Rey is coming out then. I'm like, BS. It's not coming out then. Because people don't want a Rey movie. We know we're getting a Mando movie, so there's no way in hell that we're getting a Rey movie before or while Mando movie is being made. No way. But what I do believe is that Dune Messiah will come out then. December 2026. So, I believe that. But we could be wrong. Like, Denis Villeneuve said that his big event film is coming out then. It could be anything, but I believe it's that, because he might want to get to that first. So, I don't know, it's just me. But Dune 2, great epic, great grandiose of a battle. Great action set pieces with, Elvis, Austin Butler, in this standout role since his Elvis film. And he was in the Bike Riders too. I gotta watch the Bike Riders, but that didn't make it to the list because I hadn't seen it yet. So who knows once the end of the year happens if I watch the Bike Riders, and I'll get back to you on that one. But I feel like it could have been in my honorable mentions list. By the way, Kung Fu Panda, there's a lot of honorable mentions that I might get to at the end of the year. That I will get to. Not might, that I will get to. But just great stuff from Dune 2. It just is it's I forget how long, 2 hours and 45 minutes, but it's that justified runtime. I actually watched it again when I had the availability to watch it back during the spring semester, and I still loved it for my second watch, and it's so good. It's just such a good movie. Between, like, what Dennis does with his lighting, camera work, and, scenery, like, he's like, wow, with the colors in this film are great. And I liked it more than the first one, just because not the acting. Like, the first one was slow to me, but by the end you're like, didn't feel as grandiose as it could have been. And I'm glad he split up into 2 movies for sure. Like what Harry Potter could have done with the 4th book in 2 movies would have been great. Like Deathly Hallows was split up into 2 books or 2 movies. But Dune 2, can't wait to see more from this world. And we're getting a Dune series this fall on Max, or HBO Max. Rolling my eyes at that one. But anyway, don't forget to leave a like down below. That's my top 10 movies of 2024 so far. I think those are great movies. Let me know if you have a different list in the comment section below. I'd love to hear your list. Your list! Tell me your list. What's your list? Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, follow me. Subscribe to the channel as it stays right now. Don't forget to leave a like down below. Follow me at Boba Fett Jedi Master. My Instagram is down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow me. Don't forget to keep calm. Play Lego. Watch stuff. Peace out, everyone. Bye.